Good news! It seems the reports of Takashi Tezuka retiring from Nintendo were entirely misunderstood, as he's remaining on at the company. He's only retiring from the role of executive officer, but will remain on as a producer, which is a part that you and I should actually care about. Which is pretty exciting, because he's been responsible for some of the most famous games of all time, including a lot of my favorites from both the Mario and Zelda lines. Having him remain on is encouraging, especially, as it pertains to perhaps the upcoming 3D Mario if that ever materializes. So, this is good news, and he actually had a whole really cute statement, or nice statement he gave in response to a question that was asked at a shareholders meeting, a Q&A, as reported by InStyles on Twitter. I recommend following them for more reports such as this, in which he explained the things he enjoyed working on over the years at Nintendo and how he's going to remain on, specifically stating, "Going forward, I will continue to be involved as a production producer. Thank you for providing me with this opportunity. Give my greetings." And to which it was met with apparently thunderous applause, which, yeah, he deserves. So that's awesome. Now, there were a lot of other questions asked at this Q&A, most of which were met with fairly standard corporate answers, including the one I'm about to report, but is particularly relevant given the recent price increase of the PS5 and the upcoming price increase for the Switch 2 in September, because they were asked, assuming the shortages of semiconductors and memory prices continue to rise, what measures would Nintendo take to prevent further price increases? To which Furukawa replied that we are continuing discussion with our business partners from a long-term perspective. Regarding production volume, we have secured a sufficient amount. On the price front, as pointed out, prices have surged. Last period saw minimal impact, but this period is showing effects. As Miyamoto also mentioned, we want to maintain a situation where hardware is purchased because software is desired. So it really does sound like they want to avoid any more price increases on the Switch 2 itself, because as he points out, if people can't buy the hardware, you're not going to be selling any software, which does make me think, my own speculation now, that if prices were to have to increase in the future, they would likely do it on the software side of things, in order to offset the, in order to maintain the price of the Switch 2. That way they can make up for it in, software, hence why Mario Kart World may have been $80, and we could possibly maybe see more games of that nature. Maybe the Zelda remake, for instance. So we're gonna have to wait and see what exactly happens, but here's hoping, they don't have to do any more major price increases, and it sounds like they're good for the immediate future, but with how things are going, you never know. So that's all I got for everyone. With that, I'm gonna bounce out, so I'll link to this description below if you want to read these Q's and A's for yourself. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later. Bye, everyone.